Hey everyone, it's Kurt Sawyer, Sawyer's Maple Farm again. I thought while we were in the middle of our cleaning process, and we actually have a vacuum pump running and a releaser running, that I'd show you how we've got this set up. And let me flip this around and we'll show you. We've got two pumps hooked up in tandem. We got our big one, and we got our small one, which you hear running right now. It's actually pretty quiet, so I can actually take a video in here. We've got them hooked up together in line, work great together, and that comes down to our second release. Let me back up here so you can really see it. So that comes into our second releaser, and then from here it splits. So the big pipe here goes into our first releaser. This is our primary releaser with our primary water pump, and that's coming off of it 1, 2, 3 conductor systems, wet dry line systems. This one here, the first one, is actually split because right outside the wall here it actually makes a sharp left and goes out, so we hit, that's all dry line, that's all wet line, that's all our dry line. And then over here, this big blue pipe coming out is going to our fourth conductor system almost a mile away, about 4,800 feet, something like that. And what we got here is actually what we had just a small releaser here at first. Everything was coming into this except for that fourth one, and we didn't have that one in yet. And what happens is during the early morning, especially up here in Maine, and other people have got it too, it will actually, when things open up and start thawing out for the day, you'll get a whole rush of slush and ice and whatever all comes down here, and it's coming in so fast that the water pump can't keep up. And what it would do is it would end up tripping, which is what that gold thing is right there on the wall. Crazy little valve setup, really ingenious. We got from MES, Maple Expert Solutions. And that's got a couple electrical probes here. When the water level comes up, hits that, or sap level really, hits that, trips it, that just closes, that valve closes, shuts off our vacuum, and we don't get sap going up, back up and into our pumps and have to change out lots of expensive vacuum oil and all that. So what we came up with is said, well, let's put a second releaser in with a second pump. And right now it's pretty dirty because we're cleaning it, like I said, but can't really see anything in there because it's so dirty. And what this does is it allows us all the sap to come in here. It gets run through the system, and if this first pump cannot keep up for whatever reason, it will then overflow in this white vacuum line here down into this releaser, and the second pump will kick in. And this saved us multiple times this season where we didn't have to change out vacuum oil, we didn't flood the pump, and actually I don't even think we had one time where it actually the second one got high enough to actually trip the shut off. So, because we've had several times in the past, like last year, where this gets flooded. We got so much sap coming up, but we got to end up shutting valves off, going out to the woods, and then you got to slowly crack one open at a time and kind of get one system caught up, and then you open up the next system. And we've had several days where it was hours, like 5-6 hours. So most of the sap running day that it was backed up, and we were sitting here, ever so slowly opening things up so the pump could keep up with the sap flow. We didn't have to do that this year. This saved us a lot of time and a lot of headache and stress just doing this. It was a little tricky trying to figure out how are we plumbing things and what is going where, but once we got it in, it works pretty darn good. So that's kind of a quick thing what we're doing. So like I said earlier, we're pumping water from one of our last videos. I said we're pumping water or actually sucking water rather, in our line right here that's actually coming. It actually goes outside the building into another line as a bleed valve out the wall there, and it comes into the releaser. Now this pump is then pumping it underground back through this line, and it's flushing both pipes to get about 1,000 feet total between the two. It's about a 500-foot run. And yep, here goes the pump again. See sap flowing through it. See, that pump is running. That pump's just on stop. Hasn't kicked on yet. So, wonderful contraptions that MES set up for us. They did a really good job. I'll actually try to post a link in the description for you guys. They do a wonderful, wonderful job. And if you get stuck in the middle of the season, they're based out of Manchester, New Hampshire. You get stuck in the middle of the season, he's not opposed to coming up if it's an emergency to come get you set up again. We had that with a vacuum pump that went down on us, and he came out, swapped it out, our vacuum pump out with a spare that he had, and he took ours home and fixed it up. So works out pretty good. So yeah, that's pretty much that in a nutshell. If you got any questions, drop them in the comments, and as always, like and subscribe and share it with your friends. I'm sure you got maple buddies out there somewhere who are interested in such things. I don't care, even if you're just a small guy with a few buckets. You never know. The maple bug's addicting. We'll probably see you around at some point with a bigger setup. So that's all for now, folks. Catch you later.